Coach, players are here, they've reported, and you're getting ready to start training camp. What are your thoughts going into the season and into training camp, and what are you looking for from your guys here in the early part of the season?
Well, I'm pretty excited to come into 2012. Obviously, it's the 15th season for our university to have football. I was here for the first one, and so it means a lot to be here for this one. After last year, I just felt like we left some stuff out there that we knew we should have had. So coming into this camp, we have some senior leaders and upperclassmen who are pretty fired up about the opportunity of what is on the horizon. And so these guys are working hard. We have high expectations for them. And I think coming into camp that the whole persona of the team is different. You can feel a little bit of fire and hunger in what's in front of us.
You mentioned those senior leaders. Who are a couple of those guys that you're going to really look to step up both on the field and off the field and lead this team?
Oh, without question, you look at guys like Alex Williams. This will be his fourth year here as a quarterback. You look at other guys like Keelan Pollard, a receiver, returning all-conference player. Even in the special teams game with Bo Bryan, who was an all-conference guy for us last year with field goals and extra points. And again, this year we might ask him to do a little bit more, even in the punting aspect of our special team. So we've got guys that we're expecting to step up. And other guys like Jared McCarthy and Stanley Howes on the defensive side of the ball at D-line for us. They've been here the whole time, and they've learned and grown, and they have high expectations, too, for what we can do this season.
I'm talking with you previously that you're pretty excited about the new guys that you brought in, the recruiting class that you've been able to sign. Can you tell us about a couple of those key guys and what difference they might make in the team this year?
Oh, without question. Everything starts up front on both sides of the football. We've got offensively Matt Hall, who stands 6'9", about 320, make us a lot better on that front line. We've got Ryan Capers as well, a D1 transfer coming in at the guard position. We've moved Alex Kibbe over to center, who's a returner for us that'll help us. Defensively, Eric Stewart at defensive end. And there's just a handful of guys on both sides of the ball. We're excited about Aaron Spikes at the running back position. Will be a big asset to us, as well as Kadero Edley and Roy Williams, who are all new guys coming in. And so we're excited about these guys. There's really too many to list. And the key for me is finding a way for these guys to gel together, the old guys and the new guys. And we've talked coming into camp about unity and about having one heartbeat and going out there and accomplishing our goals for 2012.
Blazer fans are going to see a little bit different look on offense this year, a different look than they've seen in a number of years with a tight end, a fullback now. As you've kind of transitioned from an air raid type of offense, and obviously I think you're still going to want to put the ball in the air, but now a ground attack. We saw that start to formulate last year with Justin Gaines. Can you kind of tell us and the fans about this new look on offense and what you expect from it?
Without question. Moving Reese Unger to offense to play tight end, and then having Lawrence Brown, that's another incoming freshman that's, a 6'4" kid that we expect big things out of. It's going to be different. Instead of throwing the ball 70% of the time, we're going to run the ball 70% of the time. We're excited about that. I felt in the spring we went out and established that. Coaches have done a good job getting those guys prepared for the run game and really defining and redefining expectations for our offense. We want to grind on it. We still want to score points. I think it'll do wonders for our defense, hopefully keeping them off the field. Field position will be a key, as always, and protecting the football. In what Alex and then also with Raymond Cotton coming into the quarterback position, both those guys battling out, it's going to be great to watch. Both can run the football as well. So having that in the backfield, along with our running backs, and to do some read zone and some option and different things, we're excited about the potential there. But then how it sets us up as a team as well. Our defense with a air raid offense, you can score quick, you can stall it on drives, and it's just not enough time sometimes, I feel, for our guys to recharge and be ready to go on defense. And I feel comfortable with what we're doing this year offensively and our philosophy behind it.
On the defensive side of the ball, it's traditionally been a 4-2-5. Is that pretty much going to stay the same?
We are sticking with the 4-2-5, but you'll see a little bit more odd man front in some of our 30 packages. As always, we've upped our sense of urgency in a good way in terms of blitzing and pressuring the quarterback. We talked a lot about that. But in this league, as we saw last year, we got to be able to stop the run. Again, I think a lot of it in terms of pressuring the quarterback comes from great DBs. A coverage sack's great. Sometimes if you can give our guys a little bit longer time and have coverage downfield, we've got a better opportunity to get to the quarterback. So we feel good about that scheme. Defensively, they've been preparing those guys, had guys working hard this summer, and so we're looking forward to hopefully our defense even better in terms statistically from last year. Ultimately, we want our goal to be winning on the field and competing for that conference championship.
You got a tough schedule to start the year. Well, a tough schedule all the way through, but you're looking at 3 top 25 teams in the first few weeks of the season. And I would guess you're probably going to get a pretty good gauge of where this team is at very early this year.
There's no question about it. I'm excited about it. We opened up with the number 19 team in the country, and we followed that up with a great D3 team in Louisiana College, and then play 2 more top 25 teams in our conference. And, you know, if you want to be the best, you got to play the best. And what better way to know where you're at in the first few weeks than to play the best? And those guys are great. But we know where we stand, and, you know, our goal is to go out there and win. And we're going to do all we can to prepare for that, and a lot of it's preparation. And I feel like these guys have got a mindset to work and are pretty fired up and passionate about what's in front of us.
We mentioned earlier about one of the keys being the guys gelling together. Is there another key or two that is going to be essential for you to have a successful year?
Well, you can go back to the basics. You know, one's protecting the football, and it seems so elementary, but it's so true. With running the ball that much, we can't fumble. You know, the offensive line up front's got to do their job. We got to be in shape, be aggressive. You know, and defensively too, within the scheme that we play, it's about being disciplined. You know, in the 4-2-5, it's about spilling everything and knowing your job and understanding that, where to fit and what to do. And I think our guys are prepared for that. And then in the special teams game, you know, last year, looking over statistically, field position played a lot of factors in what was going on. And so mainly in the second half too, you know, making sure we flip that field, or if we're scoring and again, pinning them deep, we've got to do that. So, you know, and then on the defense side of the ball too, Coach White's done a great job of just stressing the fundamentals of tackling again. You know, we've got to wrap up. Think back to our LC game last year. We had guys stop dead to rights a few times and just didn't finish the tackle. And we've got to do a better job of that this year. And we feel like we've prepared for that. And again, you know, one of the keys is my coaching staff's preparation. You know, and these guys, I'm very thankful and thank the Lord for providing me a staff that A, believes in what we're doing, and B, loves these kids and goes out and get them ready for being successful this season.